Hello everyone, welcome to the PRL Division 3, the Italian Grand Prix. We are here at Monza. I'm joined by my co-commentator, Mr. Tam D23.
Hello, how are we all doing? And you join us here at the fastest circuit in Formula One, the Monza Grand Prix circuit, the Temple of Speed. And we can't wait to see a grid of 17 drivers packed to this historic circuit.
Can indeed. We had a little bit of an issue. I think for some unknown reason, PSN is just playing up when it's trying to stream to YouTube. Somehow managed to get it going, so I ain't going to complain. But yeah, it looks like we've already got quite a few people in the chat. Oscar just saying, yo, easy work. So he's trying to give himself a bit of a confidence booster. From the sounds of things.
Can I interrupt you for a second? I'm just watching Emperor right now, who I don't know what he's doing. But
He's not doing it again. He done it last time. Oh, he's on the Intes again. Oh,
Wait,
Emperor.
Wait, is he staying out?
He's staying out. He's blocking a Force India.
And I don't know what on earth he's doing, because this is just interrupting other people's sessions. Hopefully he doesn't block that Force India.
Nah, I think he's just giving up. Don't blame him.
So I don't understand, like, his thinking. Is he just messing around? I'm pretty gobsmacked at this stage. Anyway, looks like we've got Coco on the lap on the soft tyres going through for the second level. It's a bit wide, and yeah, I don't really know what to say about that with Emperor. That's just odd.
I don't know either. Good old Emperor. Yeah. Right, anyway, we'll go on board with Coco, because I think it might be him or someone else that's just about to come across the line. Coco is definitely about to come across the line. But we shall see what he does on his lap time.
There he comes, that excellent parabolic. Have to nail the throttle and run the car out wide. He blows out somehow, I don't know what's happened, and
Coco just comes straight into the pit.
Yeah.
So I think LFC might be the next one.
And bit wide, and Parabolica using that kind of astroturf on the outside of the track, comes up to the line after, I believe this is an outlap actually, I'm not so sure. Yeah, he's the start of the lap. So we're just going to look to Heated. Dave, looks like Heated's going to be, Robert, first one to cross the line at 21.6, that's a anti-wave immediately, goes quite a bit quicker on the 20.3. Ned, you should be seeing some drivers into the 19s potentially, but that remains to be seen. We'll see what happens when more times go on the board. So, who's going to be next up on the laps? Looks like Bree is starting his lap. Old school.
There's Emperor. The good old 145.4.
Old school up to the line does a 20.7, which is just ahead of Heated. Look at the gap between them. 1/100th of a second between those two drivers. So there's very little separating them. Wave, as he seems to be often, just so rapid in qualifying and setting the pace early on in the session.
Yeah, Wave is quite rapid, and obviously that's why him, Old School, and Coco obviously getting promoted for season 18. Jerry's putting in the chat that Old will definitely not win this race.
Ooh.
We shall see. We shall see. Sergio, an impressive 1:45. That is very impressive, especially on the intermediate tyres. I mean, he could have gone a lot slower than that, but
yeah, I was expecting to be in the 2-minute range, so well played.
Well played too.
But Hamid put up to line on the soft tyres. He goes 3.5. That's a fairly decent lap, 21.8. Just behind Robert on the soft, so I think he'll be reasonably happy. I'm actually not quite sure what the strategy is around this track, so I'm not sure if he wants to go in the soft or if he's just thinking that as a banker.
I don't know, we shall see. Adri, I think, is coming up to the line to actually finish his lap. Is this to finish his lap? It does look like it.
Looks like it. Not a great lap, though.
122 dead.
0. So about 2 tenths behind Tamez. Who else we got on the lap? Looks like everyone else is in the pits. We've got Emperor round the final corner. Oh, this looks good. He's coming up towards the line. He's at 1:40, I believe. Oh, he's going to abort that. What a shame. He may have improved on his time, but unfortunately there he wasn't able to go quicker.
Yeah, T-Wolf just stuck behind him as well. So yeah,
we've got Coco now on the lap, just started his lap. So we'll go on board with I don't think he's a championship leader anymore. The standings haven't updated on the PRL website, unfortunately, but he's certainly in that fight.
I think Old School's now back in the lead because of what happened in Spa, because obviously Coco retired because of the massive crash that happened after turn 1 last week. And then I think the same also happened with Wave. I think he just kept on losing it up at Radion, and then that was just it. So
yeah, big championship race then in Spa.
Yeah.
And see Coco now gets a really nice run. Bit of oversteer on the exit at Lesmo 1, at Lesmo 2. You have to nail that curve. I love that corner. You've just got to throw it in and the exit's blind and it comes up on you. You've got to judge the speed just right. Now going towards the Scari, very tricky chicane named after the legendary Italian driver in the early 50s. Trying to keep this tight so you can really swing it out. Keep it flat. Oh, oversteer. He's able to save it and keep going. Keep it flat as well, which is important. And
that's going to cost him quite a bit of time.
Yeah, all the way down the straight. You see he's able to challenge the lap of Wave. He goes very aggressive on the entry and keeps the throttle down. That's a very nice run. Around Parabolica. And now coming up to the line now down this very long straight. He goes quickest just out of Wave. I wasn't actually expecting that. Yabo has done a fairly impressive lap to go P3 as well. Exactly 2:10s.
Yeah. Oh, there's a car that's in the wall. I've just seen that as I've gone past someone. Who is that? For some reason, there's someone that tells me it's a Force India. No, it's Bellon. Yeah.
Yep.
So Ibo's actually just put in the chat that he touched the curb. So somewhere Ibo must have. I have a feeling it was probably at the end of a Scari, where he probably just completely lost it and then has now retired from the session and has not managed to set a lap.
That inside curb doesn't settle the car there. I'm not sure if it was at that corner, but it's certainly a very dangerous area of the track where you can crash very easily. So looks like we've got Bray. Doesn't look like he's going quite high in gears, so I don't think he's going to be on a lap. Who have we got? Looks like everyone's just sort of, we're in that down period of qualifying. Everyone's just sort of setting up for the laps as opposed to actually setting them.
I'm currently on board with Karkinen because I know he's doing a lap at the moment.
Okay.
But he's got a very slow, I think that's a Williams in front of him. No, it's James' AI, and it's just completely blocked him. Oh no, is that Lesmo 2? Okay.
So who's got, looks like Ryan is on a lap, coming down towards the Scari chicane. And you can see him now getting on the brakes there. You've got to try and take as much of this curb. Don't hit those, I don't know what they are, but sausage curbs on the inside. He takes a very conservative run through a Scari now towards Parabolica. Yellow's in sector 1, but probably just letting cars through, I'd imagine. Now coming down towards the final corner, flicks it in, gets the apex, has to lift a little bit, which is going to cost him time. And he's getting a lot of lag, and he is actually pitting, so yeah. So who is on his out lap?
LFC, I think, might be on his lap. Oh no, he's just coming in now. He's just about to start his lap now.
I'm currently watching Old School then. Championship leader, I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. You see, he takes a nice run through Lesmo 2 onto the curb. Now he's opening that DRS and he can really stretch his legs. Don't know what wings he's running, but he's going to use the full potential of that. Almost 350 kilometers an hour onto the brake. He overshoots the apex a little bit, but he's able to keep it nice and tight. Hits that curve, doesn't unsettle the car though, so decent run through a Scari for him. And we'll see if he's going to continue on this lap. There's Yellow's just ahead. There's James, who's not blocked him, unlike what happened with Karkinen. Exiting the final corner now. He's going to go take the tightest, or shortest run possible to the line. What's the time going to be? It's a 20.5. That was P4 for the moment.
Yeah, it's not too bad at the moment. I did notice that Robert had actually improved on his lap time as well, so he's now up into P5, doing a 120.6. Adri obviously done a 121.1 on the soft tyres, so he's currently the highest, should we say, the soft runner, but I know he is out on the supers. LFC is retired.
Not quite sure what's happened. There's Yellows in sector 1 and 3, so not quite sure what's
I get the feeling this is a Scari. I do get the feeling it's a Scari. We shall see. I'm just watching Adri's point of view.
Yep.
Yeah, Scari.
Exit.
Yeah.
Yep. So, can imagine what happened there. It probably just caught the curb got oversteer, couldn't correct it, just went into that left-hand wall. So unfortunate for him. But at least he will be outside the top 10, so we'll have a free choice of tyre for the race. So there is a positive to take from that at least.
Yeah, we'll make it a lot more interesting to see if LFC can possibly make it his way up into the top 10. Obviously, I know, speaking to Mark, he's saying that LFC is a bit of an underdog. So we shall see what happens within the race and see if he can show exactly why he is the underdog. But I think we've got Coco that's on a lap at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, so and just behind him on the track, as my controller's not letting me move up
It's
past Robert for
Adri.
whatever reason. So yeah, Adri, the Red Bull driver who took pole last time out in Spa with a pretty impressive lap. Can't lie, can't argue with that. We'll see if he's able to put it on pole again, come down towards the Sky, just behind Coco on the track. So two big hitters, two one-lap specialists, and we'll see if they were able to put themselves up there. Coco already on pole position, so he's going to be looking to improve, maybe getting the 119s, but we will see. As he's not exactly got much breathing space to Wave, who we know is another qualifying specialist. So we'll see now as Coco exits the last corner on his way up
I
to
don't
the
think
line.
he's improving. Oh, he
No,
does.
he has. He's done a 99, and Adri goes at 20.2 just behind that. So these guys right together on the track, and they're right together on the time new cheats. Coco and Adri 1 and 2.
Yeah, so nice laps from both Coco and Adri. Let's see, I think Hammers is just either starting his lap or is about to come across the line. He's coming around.
Looks like he's on his out lap.
Yeah, it does look as if he was out lap. The telemetry wasn't updating for me. Dave looks like he's stuck in a little bit of traffic with Teen Wolf. They look like they're just having their own little race. And Dave does improve on his time with the 120.3. If Teen Wolf wasn't there, I reckon it probably could have been a little bit quicker.
He should have time to go around for another run, so hopefully we'll be able to see his full potential on his final run. So we'll see what he's able to do.
Oh, and they've even both just gone straight on and just followed each other.
Oh, what a race! What a great race this is.
Oh yeah.
I'm watching James now.
Yeah.
To navigate that second chicane now into the second sector. So he takes it in fourth gear, trying to run it out to the outside curb. A little tiny bit of oversteer, but it's not going to affect it too much until Lesmo 2 gets it just about touching that outside curb. Not a bad run through there by any means. And now he's coming down there preparing himself for the Ascara chicane. Probably the toughest corner on this track in my opinion. I'm not sure what you think. And Jacob, he runs pretty wide around the first part. That's going to compromise his runs hugely. And yeah, that's probably not going to be best for him, but he's still going to keep going. He might still be able to get in the mid-20s, potentially maybe challenge some of those guys around about 5th, 6th. As you see now, we're in the final quarter, and keeps in the throttle, takes that really nicely. And now on the run up to the line, trying to get the shortest run possible. And here comes Hannes up to the line. He goes about where I expected, 20.4, P5 on the road.
That's a decent lap from Hammers as well, considering that he looked like he was struggling through the mid part of Ascari. It almost looked like he was just going to completely bin it at one point. Dave has done another lap, but he hasn't gone quicker. In fact, it was 10 seconds slower than what his last lap was.
Is he carrying on?
I think he is carrying on. Old School is on a lap on a fresh set of Super Softs. So we shall see how he is doing. He's just coming up to Ascari now. How's he going to take this? Go on board with him.
Pretty solid through there.
Yeah, it was quite nice through there. Coming up on the back straight up towards Parabolica. Is he going to get a nice run through here as well? It does look like it's a very solid run. Is this going to be the pole position time? It is, a 119.6.
That is very good. That's going to be a tough mark to beat, and it looks like...
Oh, Dave's retired.
Dave? Well, I don't think he really had much more in him anyway. I don't think that's going to make much of a difference to his time, because he was just running out on the track at that point.
Yeah.
We've still got Coco and Adri in the pits. In fact, they both just leave at pretty much exactly the same time, so they are clearly on the same wavelength at the moment. So
Yeah.
Coco exits the pits, Adri right behind him.
Yeah, no, that's
But
completely understandable. We've got Jabbo that's actually doing his lap as well. It's just done 26.1 in the first sector, so I think this could be a really, really good lap from him. We shall see.
yep, some
I have the
impressive.
feeling Jabbo will come into the 119s as well as the other
We'll
top
see.
four guys.
See as he comes around. Lesmo too. He uses a lot of wheel lock, I've noticed, just from watching him these last few corners. Really pushing the car, trying to get it to turn in as he comes up towards Ascari now with the clock ticking down under 1 minute 20 left in the session. So all these guys are going to be setting up for their fastest lap possible. Jabba was all over the curb, but he controls it well. And that's not going to cost him much time, if any, as he comes out now towards Parabolica. And you can see on the approach car up ahead shouldn't cost him much more. 340 kilometers an hour as he breaks onto the entry now, trying to set up the exit, gets a decent exit now. You see, goes over to the right hand side, up to the line. Is he in the 119s? No, it's 20.4.
He does move ahead of Hammers though. He was in 7th, now moved up just to one extra place to 6th.
And Hammers was exiting the pit lane, but he's decided to call it a day probably because he realised he wouldn't have enough time. So anyway, now we've got Coco up to the line to start his final flying lap, and let's see what he's able to do.
In fact, I'm actually on board with Wave. I can see Team Wolf is currently in the gravel after Lesmo too. Wave actually on a flying lap now as well. So we'll see how he does. He should improve on that time. I reckon he'll come into the 119s as well. Does a 25.8 in the second sector, so that is a very quick second sector. Looks like he's controlled it very well on Ascari. Got a very clean exit as well. Now onto the back straight. See how he is going to do. So Old School is just completely finished. So he obviously finished it in the pits. Wave now around Parabolica, coming up towards the line. It's a 119.7.
Oh,
very close.
Still a solid lap from him, and now we've got Coco and Adri still on their laps. Coco currently P3. He impressed in the runs earlier on, and he goes all over that curve there. That was such a good run round and from the sorry, and now comes down towards the final corner at Parabolica. And here comes now on the approach, braking just before the 50-meter board, trying to hook it in, trying to nail the throttle. He's been very good run here all session long, and he gets a good run. Is it going to be on pole position? Oh, we have to avoid the...
But he still gets pole! Let's go to Adri.
I know, and he's coming up to the line now again, avoiding Robert's car.
A 119.9. Oh, it was invalidated.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway, it wouldn't have moved him up at all. So that's Bellin, I believe, is the last.
We've got Bree. Bree goes P4 ahead of Adri. That would have mattered. That would have mattered in the end. So Adri's now been pushed down to P5. Oh, it's very unlucky from him. Heated just coming around Parabolica, but looking at his time, he has slowed down. I think he has invalidated it as well. What about Bellin? He's very slow as well. I think just cruising his way back towards the pits. So, so it looks like that is what I think that's the qualifying finished. So Coco obviously started in pole. Very well done from him. Old School in chat just a little bit bothered by that one. I don't blame him.
Half a 10.
Yeah, starting obviously in P2. Wave into P3. Bree managing to go ahead of Adri in P4. As I said, Adri in P5, invalidating his last lap, unfortunately. Dave in P6, Jabbo in 7th, Hammers in 8th, Heated in 9th, and Robert in 10th, rounding out the top 10. LFC actually stayed in 11th. So he is going to be... He's definitely one to watch out for. I'm going to agree with Mark here. He is definitely one to watch out for. Let's see if he's going to get a really good start. It all just depends on turn 1, because I know that can be utter chaos.
Yeah.
So we shall see how that goes. Rest of the results, we got Ryan, that was in 12th, Bell in 13th, Team Wolf in 14th, Emperor in 15th, and Karkanen and Ibo both did not actually set a lap. So must have missed something.
The top 9 separated by less than a second. So it was very impressive. It was a very competitive qualifying session. Hopefully that doesn't mean we're going to have incidents in the race, but we shall see later on. So Coco takes a very important pole position with his championship rival Old School alongside. Let's get going for the race.
I just wonder what happened to Karkin, because I did see it say that he retired from the session, but I don't actually know what happened with him.
Yeah, it's a shame because he has had some pretty solid qualifying results as of late, and he could have been around about that kind of top 5 region, I would have said, but he
Yeah.
is going to have to work his way through. He's behind Emperor, who did improve on his enter time, unfortunately, but we're all pulling for you, Emperor.
Oh, for some reason there's a Williams that's stuck halfway sideways in the pit lane for me. Oh, it's just disappeared.
Okay. Oh, gotta love pit lane graphical glitches with Codemasters. They
Oh
tend to
yes.
pop up quite
Oh
nicely.
yes. It's always a fun time. But
Yeah.
as we're just waiting for people to get all their strategies and feel put into the car, turn 1.
Turn 1.
This is going to be fun. People in the chat saying that they are just here for the turn 1. Thank you, Harris. Larkin putting in the chat saying, I'll put money on Adri getting wing damage at the start. Fair enough. I can see that. Hammers just saying that he is ready to get this one underway. So,
Oh god,
let's
I'm
do that.
nervous for these guys.
I am
I'm
nervous for these
seriously.
guys as well.
Yeah.
I think when I actually start the race, I might just go to the midfield and see what's going on through there, because that's where
Okay.
it's going to go down.
Yeah. There's every chance that someone's just going to miss their breaking point and take out 10 cars. Anything can happen at the start
Oh
of a
yeah.
Monza race.
Oh yeah.
And obviously we saw chaos at the start in Spa, so if that's anything to go by, and I obviously don't wish this, Robert's already disqualified, that's good from him. And so it's 2 other cars, great.
Huh.
Always have some formation lap bans. So yeah, so obviously here's hoping that we get a clean start, but I'm not overly optimistic because I don't know any race at Monza that did have a clean start.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I also want to point out, Bree in P4, he's on a very good run of form at the moment, so I'd be looking out for him in the race, because we've seen what he did in Spa. He was fighting for the win, took it in a very controversial manner in the end, but he still showed very impressive pace, and he seems to be on the up at the moment, so he's P4 on the grid, and he'll be looking to challenge those top 3.
Yeah. Interesting enough, just looking at all the tyre choices, LFC's actually gone on the medium tyres along with Bellon and Emperor. So, in all honesty, the medium tyre I wouldn't say is the optimal tyre. You can easily do a super soft to soft strategy. A one stop like that it is quite easy to do. But, I mean, we shall see if it works out for these guys in the race. I could just eat my words from that. So, we shall see what happens within the race. But all the guys now at the front are coming up to their starting positions. Ibo obviously just coming around Parabolica now, who is at the back. Also interested to see how Ibo does, because I know he'll be able to maneuver against some of these guys at the back here. Same with Karkinen. The both of them I know will be able to get something going within the race. Obviously Karkinen's starting on a much cold set of tyres now because he got disqualified at the beginning with Emperor. But it'd be interesting to see what all of these guys will do in the midfield. But as we are getting ready for the 5 red lights to come on, and it's lights out, away we go. LFC has pulled all the way off to the side of the track to let everyone go by. And there's a lot of carnage already in the midfield. We'll go on board with Dave and see what's going to be happening. Oh, it's very squeezed. He gets hit by Adri. A bit of contact. I think everyone's made it through clean.
That's very nice turn 1, a few little bumps and scrapes, but it's all okay, as we got Wade now, on the outside of Old School, Bray almost looking to make it 3 wide between them. He is having a look at the Ferrari, and he tries to go for it, but he decides to hang back. Wade now, on the inside of Old School, tries to squeeze him out, and they keep it clean. Wave up to P2, Coco already out in front, and that's going to be so key for his championship push. Coco with a 2-second lead halfway through the first lap.
Yeah, Bree is right on the back of Old School as well. As you said, Coco already made up 2 seconds in the first lap to Wave. Now that is impressive, if I must say so myself. Obviously, Wave managing to get past Old School as well.
the way the Red Bull of Andrew, they're having to do a lot of defending. You can see Yabo running wide as he tried to take James, running outside of the Ascari chicane. You can see Dave with a bit of a poor run. He's made a strong start as Dave, but now he's under pressure from Andrew to the outside. Goes the Red Bull.
Don't make it free wide.
James having a little look. He hangs back still. Dave on the inside of Andrew hasn't just about got that move done. And you can see now got Jabo moving in the background there, trying to get up to the Mercedes.
There's something happened with Karkkonen and LFC. Karkkonen's actually lost it at Parabolica. So unlucky from him. We've got James that's just going down.
Andrew goes very deep. He's forced Dave off the road. Has the Red Bull. Dave's going to have to let them all through. You can see James goes wide and off the trying to get round him. And you can see now Jabo has managed to cut his way through on the outside of Andrew now. James looking as well. They're so bunched up in this region of the field there. Down into the second chicane. Andrew in front.
James.
There goes James. He has to cut.
Jabo spun it. Jabo spun it.
He hit the back of the Mercedes.
And Dave's gone as well.
This massive crash. Dave round on the entrance to the full headswood. You can see the cars having to avoid him in the midfield. They're able to all get round. And with how close those guys were racing, that was inevitably going to happen.
Yeah, what happened was I saw Robert was on the grass. So I don't know if it had anything to do with Robert maybe just getting caught up in the end of that collision, or if he was the one that ended up actually just tagging Dave coming out of that little chicane. But Jabo and Dave, it's unlucky to the both of them. In fact, Jabo is actually still in P12, but Dave's all the way down at the back, or close towards the back. So
update on the front. Wave looking very quick early on. He's managed to gap Old School. He's got that gap down to Coco. 1.4 seconds between the top two as they come towards the first chicane on the third lap of this race. Wave pushing hard. Can he get into that DRS zone? Because if he can do that, then he could be able to challenge, and we could have a very good race in store between those top guys.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting to see if Wave's going to be able to catch up to Coco and see if he can maybe sort something out within the championship, because Wave we can still technically say is in the championship fight, but it's difficult for him to try and catch up.
Yeah.
He's basically going to need Old School and Coco to retire at least 2 of the races and finish him first from now on to be able to catch up.
Speaking of Old School, he's put in an incredible start to this lap. The gap from Coco to Wave hasn't really changed much, but Old School is flying up to the back of the half. It's not going to be close enough into Ascari, but he's certainly a threat there. Just half a second off as James having a look round the outside of Heated through Ascari. They're able to keep it clean. Great driving from the pair of them, and James gets the move done. That was great from both of them there.
Yeah, very well done to James. It is difficult, especially around the outside of Ascari. Normally, drivers would end up sort of getting pushed up onto the right hand side of the chicane and then just not managing to come back on track and then just losing it entirely. But great driving from the both of them.
On the inside, there's a bit of contact with Wave, but Old School goes down the inside and he's just about up into second place. Wave can't quite get the traction down. He's trying to get up and alongside the Ferrari. Old School's going to squeeze him out just slightly, and now he's just about got in front. Wave back into the slipstream. Can he find his way back through? He goes to the outside now, down into the second chicane. And to the inside, trying to break very late, and he manages to retake that second position. No, so second and third, swapping places on the fourth lap of this race, but this is not going to be helping because they're losing time to Coco.
Yeah, I was just about to say, it's not going to help both of those in second and third at all, especially within their championship fights. So with Old School being down in third and Coco being in first, I think that actually puts the championship dead even. So if this is actually how the race ends, I think, if I'm right in saying, that both of these will be drawing in points, Coco and Old School, for championship lead.
Wow, that just shows that how close they are. That is going to be one to watch. As Heated and James still fighting away for P6 on the road. We've got Yells in sector 1, but we've got Heated now, and you can see as he's going to try and open the taps. As James runs very wide in the final corner, that's going to be an easy move for Heated. He moves through, and James actually pits, so he must have...
And gets a 5-second stop go.
Oh,
it's looking so good for James as well.
Yeah,
making his way up the field.
Racing. Yeah.
Back on board for this battle for P2 with Old School and Wave. Old School is now just within half a second of Wave. Has got the slipstream. I don't think he's going to try and move into this chicane. However,
he gets a really good run through the chicane compared to Wave, but he gets a bit of oversteer on the entrance. Bree is still with these guys. He's just a second and a half away. So Bree showing pretty decent pace at the beginning of this race. And if I were him, I'd be pitting a bit earlier just to try and get the track position on these guys. But obviously there is a risk on that, and that risk is coming out in traffic.
yeah, that is a big risk indeed. We obviously, a lot of the other people are not going to be pitting until, say, lap 10, lap 11. If Bree was to even try and pit on lap 9, for example, it could work out in his favour, but it's just all the other guys that are up ahead of him that still need to pit. So it would be interesting to see what would be happening. Old School going around the outside of Wave, not managing to get the move done. However, coming down onto the home straight. Oh, Ryan's retired from the session. I think he's been to Ascari. Yeah.
That's such a shame because he was running in the points as well, making a very solid climb through the field. But anyway, Old School now. He's on the back of the Haas. Wave knows the danger. He covers the inside. Dave's out as well.
Oh, contact.
Wave squeezes him, and he's still going to keep on the squeeze. Down the inside goes the Ferrari. Old School just gets through. But Wave now.
It's not over yet.
Sneak his nose. Here he goes now. He's tucked back into the slipstream of the Ferrari. And you can see Old School's in overtake mode, whereas Wave is just sitting in medium, but he's still having a little look at the championship leader, but he can't quite get through. Old School holds on to P2, but what this is doing is it's just allowing Coco to run away with this now, almost 3 seconds up the road.
Yeah, Bree has now even joined into this battle for second place. He's now within a second of Wave. He's going to have the DRS. So this is going to shape up this battle for P4, for P2 even better. Especially if Ashley decides also to come into play as well. I've just recognised as well, Dave's retired from the session. Was that earlier? I don't know what had happened to him.
I'm not quite sure as well, but it happened around about the time where Wave and Old School were going side by side into turn 1. Old School putting a very quick lap after getting past the Haas. You can see him now trying to close down that Sauber of Coco. Exiting the final corner, he has managed to both up the gap to Wave and lower that gap to Coco, so Old School looking very quick at the moment.
Yeah, he has managed to get the gap over a second, but it wasn't quick enough because obviously now Wave does have the DRS on Old School. Isn't going to try anything stupid here, which I don't blame him for, because he wants to try and keep just behind him so he can keep the DRS on the Ferrari ahead of him. I'm just trying to have a look. Bree has actually lost quite a bit of time to him already. And Adri looks like he's about within a second of Bree as well. So this battle for P2, sorry, is going all the way down towards P5 as well. Oh, was that? Did I just see a car at the chicane? I did. It's Teen Wolf. Just stopped on the track.
Oh my god. There you go. He's rolling. I don't know what. I can't see him for the camera. Wait, let's put it into. I'm not sure what's going on with him, but let's cut back to arguably the more important things. The battle for P4 between Bree and Adri. Adri is pushing, just trying to get in that 1 second window. Same with Wave, who's just about managed to cling onto it from Old School, so he will have that assistance down the main straight towards the first chicane. Adri, I don't think he's been quite as lucky. It's going to be very close. He is within a second now, but I'm not sure if he was over the line.
I don't think he has. Oh, he was. He was, so he is going to have DRS.
And he is going to be very thankful for that. Same with Wave. He's also managed to grab himself some DRS off of Old School and closes to within 7/10 of the Ferrari. And still no real fluctuation in the gap up front. Coco's still maintaining that gap just over 2 seconds. I'm interested to see what Coco's going to do here. He'll probably be... I imagine he is anticipating an undercut from that chasing tag. But will he try and cover that? Will he try and stay out a bit longer? It's interesting to do when he's just controlling the race, because it seems like all these guys are so similar in terms of pace, it could just come down to strategy.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what will be happening with all of these pit stops. I mean, I reckon within the next lap or two will start to be the crossover point and see when drivers will be coming in to do their pit stops and coming in to change either onto the medium or the soft compound tyre. Hopefully people will go with the soft tyre, because I know that is the quicker strategy, but anything can happen. I mean, even if they try to do it on the mediums, they could still be quicker than those guys on the softs. We'll have to see. Because I know the soft
Bree
will die
has,
out relatively quick.
It looks as though Wave has dropped back a little bit on this lap. You can see Bree is closer than ever to the back of the third place man, both in the race and in the championship. And Bree now, he's just less than 7 tenths back, and it is a long run down towards turn 1. And he could be close enough to do something very audacious and maybe send it down the inside of turn 1.
He is gaining on him. He's gaining on him.
Looks like he's hanging back. So Bree, as he was in Spa with Old School, he's just being very sensible and just taking his time. As if Heated is the first real significant name to pit, I'd say. He was running quite a few seconds off of that lead group, but he's going to pit. Actually having a front wing change as well. Onto the mediums, he should be going to the end of the race then.
Yeah, so we'll be going to the end of the race on those medium compound of tyre. Obviously, I think also some of the guys on the medium tyres as well. Obviously, Bell and Emperor, I think they're both qualified on the mediums, or started on the mediums. They're both actually into 7th and 8th position, so they've done pretty well. Same with Ivo. Ivo's gone up into 9th as well. So it's a very decent effort from the two Williams and the McLaren driver. Obviously, the other McLaren driver is probably already within, already been lapped. And Wave picks up a penalty.
Yep, he did it on the first part of Ascari. I was watching him. He was actually defending a little bit from Bree, who was within 0.3 of a second of him. Not close enough to make a move, but Wave was just trying to cover off just to be sure, and he misjudged it. Cut the inside of the track. That's his first penalty, and I believe the only front runner to pick up a penalty, and he actually dives into the... Oh, come on. Wade picks up a 5-second stop and go.
Oh, not again. I was just looking at this battle with LFC and Karkinen as well. Both going around after turn 3. Both actually doing some superb driving. LFC managing to go down the inside of the chicane. And is already pulling away from Karkinen as well. So, very decent effort from LFC to start. He needs to start making up these places if he wants to try and at least get some points for today.
Well, the first bit of good news from Wave in a little while is that he has actually come out in clean air. He's about 3 seconds off of Bellin, and you can see in there he's going to have a bit of room to push, but obviously imagine him, I'll be expecting to catch that Williams fairly quickly. To see if Wave is trying to heat up those tyres right now. That's the worst thing about trying an undercut, is that you have to deal with the cold tyres through the first few corners of the lap before they heat up. As meanwhile, we've got Adri looking very close to Bree at the moment.
Yeah, he is within 0.7 of a second of Bree. He is going to have the DRS coming onto the start straight. So we'll see how, if he makes up any time on Bree, and even if he's going to be able to catch him on the first corner. Coco also does the same thing. A lot of the guys are also pitting. Old School's pit, Coco's pit, Bree's pit. So Adri is going to try and see if he can do the overcut on these guys. He needs to do the fastest lap of this race so far if he wants to have any chance. Oh, Bree's actually gone on the mediums and so has Coco. Old School has gone on the soft tyres. So Old School is going to be on the faster strategy. I don't know why these guys have gone on the medium tyres.
Yeah, it should be quite an easy one stop from the super soft to the soft, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but it just gives Old School a golden opportunity of winning this race. He's going to come out just ahead.
He managed to actually get the overcut on Wave as well.
Yeah, so that's so important. Now, Old School, Coco has come out and he's crucially in front of Bellin. That's going to be very important, but he is stuck up behind Robert, who is on old super soft. He's going to be sliding around. He's going to be struggling. This is crucial for Coco, especially with that penalty. He needs to get past and he needs to make the gap, as Robert is kind of a bit of an oversteer by the looks of things. As now Coco, he's not the best run around Lesmo 2.
Bellin's he's got a really good run as well. He's going to actually try and go around maybe towards the inside of the Sauber. Is he going to be able to get anything? No, he's a bit too far away for it, but he does look like he is catching up on Coco.
Well, this is so important for Coco. He pulls to the outside, down towards the parabolic. Looks like he's already got the move done on Robert. Adri pits from the lead as well.
He has gone for the soft tyres as well. He has gone for the soft tyres, so
I'd say.
Yeah, it's going to come down to the battle. Is Coco going to be able to undercut him?
Where is Adri going to come out? He's on
he
the
has
soft.
undercut him.
And here comes Andrew now driving down. There's those two guys that are battling over P2. The real question is, where is he going to come out relative to Bree? Here comes the Mercedes. Down into turn one, it looks like Andrew has got ahead. So Andrew up into a net P4 now. And he's going to be looking. So obviously you've got Bree, who's probably made, in my opinion at least, a bit of a strategic error. And now he's going to be looking at Old School and Wave, who are very close together on the track. Wave's actually gone past Old School. Just wanted to point that out. He's got a real...
and he just picks up a penalty as well.
And that puts him... And that he was effectively ahead of Wave, but not anymore. The Haas now in pole position to win this race potentially. But you can't count out Mr. Andrew Lockdog. I don't think has picked up a penalty yet.
I think Adri is in a net P2.
Yeah,
because
so
I know
Adri,
Old School and Wave are the ones that have the penalties. Coco I know doesn't yet. So Adri, if he hits it nice and clean...
I do have to say, you were sort of right about Coco. He hasn't picked up a penalty for corner cutting, but remember, he has a penalty for speeding in the pit.
That's true.
And of course,
that's true.
They don't serve the stop go straight away. So Coco is actually has to add 5 seconds onto his race time. So if you do the maths, and I'm going to switch the gaps up, Adri currently 3/10 ahead of Coco as Old School manages to get past the Williams of Bellin, who's really just out of his depth here, obviously on old mediums compared to these guys who've just pitted. He's definitely not going to have the pace of them and could be an inconvenience. So Old School's managed to get past reasonably swiftly, but he has lost a little bit of time to that Haas. He's just about a second away, so he's going to have to really push and try and get himself back up to him. And
we've got another beater with James and Heated. Sorry to interrupt you. It looks like Heated was just pushing James towards the outside of turn 2. I think James went a bit too deep, trying to see if he can get the overtake done because he's on the soft tyre, whereas Heated is on the medium tyre. They're going side by side coming into the chicane. I think they're both broken a bit late. James... Oh, he getting to time penalty for it.
Unfortunate. That's so unfortunate for him. But these two having an incredible ding-dong battle. They have been the whole race. Jabo, who I know he's on older tyres, but he may get like, oh, Adri.
Oh, Adri picks up the penalty now as well. Oh, I've just realised Wave has 8 seconds worth of penalties, doesn't he?
Yeah, because he has to stop and go as well. So
yeah.
What this does, Mr. Bree, he has not picked up a single warning so far in this race. That's so impressive. But meanwhile, the two guys with the penalties, you could say, Wave has got to get through on Coco, and he's got to pull a gap on him if he wants to win this race. I believe he's got 3 seconds more penalties than the Sauber driver, but he has looked very quick in recent laps, getting past Old School, gapping Old School, closing up on Coco. Now, can he put the pressure on? Can he get the move done? Can he pull the gap?
We shall see about that. Just saw in the background as well, Adri managed to get past Bellin. So Adri now on the hunt to see if he can chase down Old School. Old School, I believe, is the only one that hasn't got... Has Old School got a penalty yet? I don't think he does he?
He
does.
He has picked up a penalty. The only person in that front-running group that hasn't picked up a penalty so far is Bree, and he's at the back of the group. So it's going to be really interesting to see how the penalties are going to shake things up. Bree now, and obviously all these guys have managed to navigate Bellin so far, so even though Bree has the advantage when it comes to penalties, he has got to work his way past this Williams as quick as possible to make sure he's still in with a hunt of the podium, maybe even a win. It depends on how things work out, so it's really crucial for him to get through it and quickly. Yeah,
we shall see. Obviously, as you said, penalties are going to play a big part towards the end of the race. Coco and Bree both also on the medium compound of tyres. Wave, Old School and Adri are the front runners that are on the soft tyres. So Coco and Bree, I think, have chosen the slower strategy, but this could play into their hands towards the end of the race because their mediums may do well.
Sorry to interrupt you, but Bree breezing past Bellin on the straight. That's the best case scenario. He's not lost much time getting
and that was the best pun you could have used.
I'm not like that though. I'm not that kind of guy. But now Wave and Old School is also there. These top 3 now, line astern on the track. The top 3 in the championship, top 3 in the race on the track, but not necessarily in terms of the penalties. I'm pretty sure Old School will be in the net lead at this stage of the race. So looking very good for him, just keeping it not the cleanest, but somewhat clean, has been very good for him. And now, can Wave get past Coco? It's very important for him because he has got the most penalties out of everyone here.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see what is going to happen, as you said, towards the end of the race as well. If anyone's going to pick up any more penalties, that will obviously impact it towards the end of the race as well. Wave, as far as we know, has 8 seconds worth. Coco has 5. Old School has 3, and Adri has 3. Bree, as you said, has got no time penalties at all, but he is starting to lose time towards Adri. He's now with just in the 3-second gap. Oh no, it's gone back downwards.
Here comes Wave. He's on the outside of Coco. He gets through on the one down towards turn 1. Coco tucks into the slipstream, but I don't think he's going to make any move up the inside. No, he doesn't. And Wave now leads, and now this is so important for him. Coco, obviously on those mediums, isn't going to be as quick, you would think, as the half. So now it's really important for Wave to increase that gap.
He's gaining on him though.
Slipstream. Here comes Coco. He's in the slipstream. Is he going to be able to go for a move? Wave defends nicely there, covers off all angles, and there's no way for Coco to go. But he has got DRS, he has got slipstream, and he has also got pressure from one Old School.
Yeah, Old School was right behind him. He did get a good run out of that chicane, not like what Coco did. So it looks like on the DRS, I don't think he's going to be able to catch up to Wave, but it depends. Is Old School going to be able to catch up to Coco? Don't think he is, but this is giving Adri the opportunity to catch up to these guys as well. So the more that these guys keep on fighting, the more beneficial it is for Adri.
Really poor run through through Scary for Coco. Old School in the slipstream doesn't go for the move. He tries to fake him out, tries to put the championship contender off. Now exiting, and I believe Coco is just going to get DRS assistance from Wave, and that's going to be really important in his defence of that second place on the road. Here comes Old School. He's not going to follow in the slipstream particularly aggressively. He's going to go to the inside though. Is he going to be late on the brakes? Coco defends well, and he's able to just about keep that place. And these two championship contenders getting feisty on the track now.
Yeah, just managed to also keep his front wing as well. Didn't obviously manage to go into the back of Coco, so very tight racing from these guys.
Got a very good battle for P7 there. Heated trying to repass Hammers. These two have been right together the whole race. Heated gets in front on the run down towards turn 1. Hammers late on the brakes. Oh, he almost runs into the back of him. Locks up. Here comes Robert now. Up alongside. Can he get it done? No. Not into turn 2. Robert not quite getting past Hammers, but he has got a very good run on the Mercedes now.
He is going very quick. Oh,
you see, almost right in the back of the Mercedes. Is he going to go for it? He's a bit far back now. He seems to have lost momentum. Again, locking up from Hammers. There seems to be a bit of a theme in this race. Really aggressive on those brakes. Not quite working out, but Coco has managed to close up to the back of Wave. Here he comes. He's got the slipstream. I don't think he's going to go for anything ambitious into Parabolica, but he is very, very close. And of course, him taking this lead would be really beneficial for him, because you'd think his mediums, although at the moment they might not be as quick, towards the end of the race they will start to come into their own. And obviously Old School looking feisty as well. These top three so close on the track. There's less than half a second between them from car to car, but Coco not quite quick enough down the straights it seems, and he hasn't been able to challenge that has and the Old School has. I don't know what I'm saying. And you can see now what this could allow is Adri to close in. Old School though pressuring, trying to put the Sauber off. He has a little look to the inside, doesn't go for it.
Yeah, so I also just noticed that Hammers is coming to the pits again, so he's done the 2-stop strategy. Bellin coming out of the pits on the super soft tyres. Both of the Williams drivers are actually in the pit, are in the points. So fair play to the both of them, both on the super soft tyres. They could have an impact on this battle as well for P6, because you know they're on a faster tyre than these guys up ahead of them. All they got to do is just make up a few more seconds between them, and they will be right in the midst of this fight as well. So it'd be interesting to see what those guys in the Williams can do as well.
And now Old School, he was able to close up onto the back of Coco. Look at how close he is onto Parabolica. And if he can get a good exit, Coco has been strong round this corner, but Old School is his equal round that last corner. And now he's got the DRS. He's tucked in underneath the rear wing, goes for it on the inside towards turn 1, and it looks like he's got lower wings than the Sauber. He's able to pull ahead before the braking zone, and you can see they've got to get close under braking, and it's Old School who manages to kind of have tidy move at turn 1. Old School up into second position.
Yeah, so Old School is now in the net lead of the Grand Prix, or he was anyway when he was behind Coco. Adri, I think, is in the net P2, if I am calculating that right. Yeah, so Adri is in the net P2. Yeah. Coco in third and Wave in fourth currently as it stands. Unless anyone picks up any more time penalties, I think this is how the race may end up going, or if anyone decides they want to try and win it at turn 1.
Team Wolf has decided to do his trademark parking on the outside of the chicane. Now that's interesting. For the second time in this race, I'm not sure what's going on, but all this battling has helped Adri out. We know that he's really fighting Old School for the win in this race now. Adri in with a great chance. He's got to keep pushing, and he's got to hope that these guys continue squabbling. Old School getting a nice run around Parabolica. You might not know about heated penalties. You might not be listening to the stream. I don't know if he is. You can see now he closes up to the Haas, trying to get a nice run there, and not with the best Parabolica from Wave, and Coco also making a bit of an error. But now Wave, look at how feisty he is to the inside. Old School says the fastest lap of the race. That's going to play on Wave's mind as he tries to move back over to the inside.
He squeezes him. He squeezes him.
Oh,
side by side. Oh, Coco's gone a bit deep as well.
And Old School tries to find a traction, but it's just not there. Wave able to maintain the lead. He's just going for pride, I think. He knows that he's probably not in front in terms of the penalties, but he still wants to fight for all his life. On to the inside goes Coco down towards the second chicane, but he backs out on the brakes. Really late braking from Wave. He's going to compromise his exit though. And Old School trying to get up alongside, but he can't quite manage it into the Lesmos. These two going all at it, and Wave able to maintain the lead.
As I said, this is helping out Adri massively, and look now, he's about a second and a half just behind Coco. Coco making a mistake on turn 1 along with these other guys as well whilst they were battling.
Aggressive defending from Wave. He manages to chop across the nose of Old School and able to maintain the lead. Old School be frustrated at the stage, and a bit of a squiggle on the exit for the Haas driver, the Scot in the Haas. Moves to the inside towards Parabolica, back to the racing lines. He knows that the Ferrari isn't going to be up alongside him. Onto the brakes, and now onto the exit now. Old School, he wasn't quite able to get past on the last lap. Wave defending so aggressively, so feistily, so hard, and now he's got the Ferrari challenging on the inside. This time he
just goes straight for it, just goes down.
And then Coco almost runs into the back. I believe he might have done so on Wave, and of course Coco probably on the back foot now, especially because Adri, look where he is, he's just over a second away. He just needs a little bit more pace and a little bit more battling between these guys to claw his way back in.
Yeah, it's very tight between these guys at the front. Adri, as I said, is now coming into the battle for these guys up ahead. It's just going to play so much into his hands. If Old School picks up another time penalty for whatever reason, I mean, can you just check out what warnings he's on?
Old School, with that one time penalty, he has another warning from that, so 2 more warnings, and he picks up his another time penalty.
How about Adri?
Adri as well, so there he goes, he picks up the penalty, and he has not got any warning since then, so that's advantage Adri in that regard. But in terms of track position, it's advantage Old School. Great run round the scar. Adri, he's going to go really aggressive to the inside, and he's going to go early on the Sauber. Old School looks like a sitting duck at the moment, but what this is going to do, I'm not sure who's got the DRS there. Adri was very late on the brakes, and that might not help him if Coco is able to get the DRS. We're going to follow with the Sauber there. He has got the DRS. He pulls back to the inside. Adri mistimes his overtake, and straight through goes the Sauber back up into P3.
Yeah, Wave is just closing even more towards Old School. Don't know why I keep on stuttering, but this is really, really close. This battle for the lead is just insane between these top 4. I think Coco may have wing damage because he has dropped back a second and a half behind Wave now. So Coco might actually end up with the wing damage, or it's because he's on the medium tyres. Same life as what Wave and Old School have been having. Adri was obviously on a lap fresher tyres, but even though it's only a lap, that can play into his hands massively. Even though it is only a lap.
If he wants to win this race, he has to get past Coco. Coco's struggling. He's trying to get himself back going again. 1.2 seconds off of Wave, who's also dropped back a little bit on this lap. He has got to push really hard if he wants to stay in the DRS of Old School. And it looks like, oh, he takes a lot of curve on the inside, but it looks like he's done it. So, now, the top four are still within a couple of seconds of each other. What incredible race we've been treated to at Monza. And what a cracker it's been. But Wave, he has had a huge run. He is in full hot lap mode. And you can see Old School, he's having to save a bit more ERS. It could be another change for the lead. Wave, he's in the slipstream. Is Old School going to defend as aggressively as Wave's been doing to him? Here he comes. Here he comes.
For the outside, going into turn one.
Onto the brakes. Can he do it? Round the outside. That'd be a fantastic move. And he does it. Just about shades of Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen this year. Wave gets the lead on track.
Yeah, very, very nice move from Wave. It's very impressive from him. Coco and Adri. Oh, they're going side by side again into the chicane.
Not happy.
Oh, going around the outside.
All the way through. Can he do it? That'd be an incredible returning move. And Wave is still there. He tries to chuck it, but Old School retakes the lead.
Adri has got ahead of Coco as well.
Adri round the outside of Lismo 1. This is insane. And now he's within the DRS. Adri, all of a sudden, a real factor in the fight for the lead.
Yeah, this is very interesting now. So, as I said, Old School, he only needs 2 more warnings. And that puts Adri in the lead of the race. But knowing Mark, I don't think he's going to want to try and, well, bottle it. Oh, Wave!
Oh, Wave! Oh, incredible from Adri. Did you see how close he got? Here's a spinning, so unlucky for Wave. He's now going to be, he's got to be careful. He spins it, trying to get going again. Bree moves past. And that's Wave. I think he probably had P4, or maybe even P3.
Yeah.
But that's ruined it for him.
Yeah,
and
it's
Coco.
Oh, that's very unlucky from Wave. Very unlucky.
But Adri has got things to worry about. Here comes Coco. He's up to the outside, tries to do what Wave did on the previous lap. Round the outside of Adri. Has he done it? Yes, he has. Brilliant move from the Sauber, and that's going to frustrate Adri so much. And it's going to be an Old School is going to look back on that with a grin on his face, because that is going to help him. He's really fighting Adri in this race. Coco is really just doing this for pride at this stage. He's pretty much got P3 at this stage, but he's able to get back past Adri, and that is so unfortunate for the Red Bull.
It's even more unfortunate for the Haas driver of Wave. He was looking really well in contention. I know he probably would have been in a net P4, but even still, with that battle up ahead, that made it a lot more interesting with these guys. Obviously now, instead of it being the 4-way fight for the lead, it's now down to the 3-way fight. Coco still on their medium tyres. I think they're now starting to play more into his hands, as these guys on the softs are now starting to feel the wear and tear of these tyres. Coco now looks like he's actually catching up to Old School, and Adri looks like he's starting to lose a little bit of time towards Coco. So we shall see, is Coco going to be able to do something impressive within these next 3 laps?
To the drivers in the midfield, I offer an apology, because we've missed Bellin climbing up to P6 now on those fresh superstars, as we were expecting him to. So great driving from him. But we've had to miss it. I hope you understand, because the battle for the lead has just been incredible. These guys just trading places so much. And yeah, so I just want to give a shout out to Bellin in P6, having a great race at the moment.
Yeah, but his teammate is feeling a little bit of pressure from Wave. Wave obviously on the super soft tyres, the newer super soft tyres. Emperor on 7-lap old super softs. I think Wave may just get him down on the DRS straight. We shall see. They're just coming around the final corner of Parabolica.
He's got him easy.
Yeah, he's not even done it from there. So, very nice move from him.
He moves up into P9.
Oh, Adri! He's had an incident. Bree's just gone past him. I think it was coming out of Lesmo.
Oh, what's happened? Oh, that's ruined his chances of winning this race now. Bree kind of just showing that consistency is key, even though he's not quite at the pace. But so unlucky for Adri. You can see he's got visible front wing damage, and he's going to have to link that back to the pits. That was a shame, because it was definitely P2 on a plate there, to be honest.
So now that promotes Bree up to P3. He's now got to do, well, he's not going to be able to catch up to these guys like 5 seconds a lap is what he's going to have to do. But for now, as far as it goes, Old School will remain in first position. Coco in second with Bree rounding up the podium. And it looks like this is actually going to promote Heated into P4. And actually, in fact, Adri has stayed out.
Well, Adri trying to risk it all. He has got a decent gap to Heated. I'm going to check Heated.
Oh, Coco picks up another penalty. So that's, in fact, that's almost with Bree. Bree's almost, he needs to gain at least 2 seconds. If Bree gains 2 seconds...
Can I just say, Bree, one warning. From a race at Monza, that is incredible. But now, so that's 8 seconds of penalties versus 0. And the gap between them is actually 11 seconds. So I don't expect Bree to be hunting him down, unfortunately. But it's kind of just showing that, and you can see Waves now up to P8. He's got past Jabba, but I think that's going to be his limit, unfortunately. Yeah. Looks like he's having to settle for P8. As Adri, he isn't that far off the pace, actually. I think he can bring it home in P4, but he will be absolutely gutted. As you can see, Coco, he's just doing this for pride. He just wants to get the win on track. He is going to chase down Old School. We're on to the final lap of the Monza circuit, and he breezes past Old School. Doesn't have anything left. He's running low on fuel, actually, as the Ferrari. If you can look on his telemetry, you can see that fuel light is flashing. Is he going to struggle on this final lap? Is Coco going to win this race somehow? Because Old School going very slowly at the moment.
Yeah, he is. He looks like he's struggling as well. Coco is also now just on 1 lap left of fuel, the same as his championship rival. This is going to be interesting towards the end. I think it's going to remain as Old School in the lead. However, all Coco's got to do is make up 2 seconds. Above 2 seconds. And he's doing a good job of that so far. It's up to 1.2.
No way.
He could do it.
Is Coco going to take this race win? He knows that there are chances there. We wrote him off. We said it wasn't possible, but now he's charging down the gap 1.4 seconds. I think Old School is 1.5 almost now. Look at the straight line speed of Coco. He's going all out into Parabolica. 1.6 seconds, and this his car off with Team Wolf. I don't know what he's doing. It looks like Old School is just gonna hold it. Up to the line goes Coco.
We had a 5 second. He had another 3 second time penalty.
Okay, sorry. So, we've hyped that up for no reason.
Yeah, but Old School, the winner of the Monza Grand Prix for Division 3. Coco in P2. Bree coming home in P3. So well done to the podium guys from that. Adri is going to be disappointed. Very disappointed. Yeah. Comes home in P4. Is it where he's going to stay there? I think it is.
I think so.
Yeah, Heated in P5, so very good effort from him as well. Very good effort. Bellin, I think, is going to finish it in P6 as well. Robert, in fact, Robert overtakes him. So Robert in P6, Bellin in P7. Wave finishes in P8 for now. But yeah, Java had a 5 second unserved penalty as well. So Wave in P8 with his teammate in P9. And James, I think, is going to stay for P10. Yeah, so.
Yeah. And Evo, the last car to cross the line in P12. Wow. What an incredible race we've just been treated to. I hope that you all watching the stream have enjoyed that thoroughly, because we certainly did in this commentary box, even though it's not really a commentary box, but still. Just incredible racing that we've been treated to, especially up the front.
Yeah, it was very interesting, but congratulations to this man right here in the Ferrari Old School for winning the Monza Grand Prix and increasing his lead. Oh, is he increasing his lead in the championship? I think it's now up to 17 points in the lead.
I would say that, yeah. So that's a huge race for Old School. He manages to see off his rival Coco in the end. Wow. I need to catch my breath. I need to recover my voice after that. Wow. What an incredible race that was.
So here are your results. Old School obviously finishing in first position. So congratulations to him. Coco in P2. just due to penalties. Bree in P3, Adri P4 after he had that incident. Heated 5th, which is a very good result for him in the Toro Rosso. Robert in 6th, Bellin in 7th, Wave in 8th, very unfortunate from him. Jabbo in 9th, Hammers in 10th. Outside of the top 10, Emperor, I thought he was going to get the points, but obviously Hammers must have just gotten past him. Ibo in 12th, Karkanen in 13th, Team Wolf in 14th. And our 3 non-finishers of LFC, Ryan and Dave as well.
Ooh. Gonna need to lie down after that. Wow.
That was something else, that race.
Who do you think we can pick for driver of the day? Because obviously you've got Old School for managing to win the race despite everyone just being so even in terms of pace. Another shout out to Bellin as well.
Yeah.
For unfortunately losing out a place from penalties, but he did drive a very good race from outside the top 10 on the grid. So
I would have to say it was either him or Bree for my driver of the day.
yeah, Bree despite manages to pick up a podium despite not really having the pace of the top 4. So really well done from him. A lot of really standout performances here. Just a shame that we couldn't see Wave and Adri up there as well at the front towards the end of the race.
The classic rivalry between the Red Bull and the Haas driver goes all the way back from the second race of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, very interesting. In fact, Old School has just put in chat that he's on 224 points and Coco is on 211. So it's actually a 13-point gap in the championship between these two. I think Wave is now... I think Wave is out of the championship now. I think this is where it's happened.
Probably. Yeah.
So, yeah, Wave, I think, is completely out of this championship. It's now between Coco and Old School to see who can take this championship home and see if it goes all the way down to the wire in Abu Dhabi. Up next week, we've obviously got the Singapore Grand Prix, the good old night track that I personally like to race at. So, it'll be very interesting indeed for next week. Any last words?
Singapore.
Yeah. I mean, that's one word, but sure, why not? But
last words, we'll say.
We'll say that, why not? Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to all the drivers. It was a very good watch. I say this every single week, but it is always a very good watch on these guys because it is, I would say D3 is probably the most competitive out of all 3 of the divisions.
Controversial.
Yeah, a bit controversial, but hey ho. If anyone would have seen what happened in D2 race, you would know why. As for D1 as well, I know that can be very tight. But with Mr. Mitch Emery being 70 points in the lead for the championship, I think that has probably just gone straight out the window. So, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week for the night race of the Singapore Grand Prix.